Well, what a year 2020 has been. The year we all spent in our joggers, I think is a good way to sum it up. Just wanted to come in right now and talk about what's gone on the channel and the things that are planning on coming up in 2021 and kind of the trajectory, if you will, of Circuit the World. So this year's been one of the weirdest years. I think I speak for everyone when I say that, but for me, usually we get to this time and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's already December. It feels like January was just yesterday. Whereas this year, it feels like January was 4 years ago. It just doesn't feel like things that happened at the start of the year were still this year. Like, we finished Deliver Us the Moon this year. We finished Kindergarten this year. Was Papers, Please was this year. March time we finished that. So just these things that feel like they were so long ago. It's the first time I can really remember having a year that feels like it's dragged. But I think that's very, I think there's a very good reason for that. And I think we can all kind of empathize with that. But this year as well saw us hit some amazing milestones on the channel. In January of this year, we put up the 100th video for Circuit the World. I think we're well on our way to 200 now, if not already past that. We also hit 100 subscribers in Marchish time. And then again in the summer, May, June time, we hit 500. That was a massive growth of like 400 people in a very short space of time. Thanks partially to the Joy-Con video that went up this year. That was January this year. But also thanks to, you guys coming along and enjoying what I do and seeing the variety we have on the channel and sticking around. I recently rewatched the 2019 year review and I was getting super excited in that because we just hit 50 subscribers on the channel. Right now as we sit, we are on 922 subscribers. That is a growth of 872 subscribers in 12 months, which is mind-bending. You see the 500 subscriber scarf behind me hanging up, but even looking at that, it's really difficult to fathom how many people that is. But if you're a new subscriber, an old subscriber, been here from the start, come here very recently, thank you so much for coming and hanging out, and thank you for subscribing and spending time with me. It means so much for me that you guys enjoy my content and enjoy me and like spending time with me. It just makes me really happy and it makes me want to do it more. So thank you from the bottom of my heart so much for being here and helping us get so close to that 1,000 subscriber milestone. That's the next one. I do have a plan for what we're doing for that, but that is the next milestone we have coming up. Again, thank you so much. I don't do it for the numbers. I don't do it for the algorithm. I don't do it for anything but just my own joy and the secondary joy I get from seeing the joy you guys get from watching me do crazy stuff. December's always a mad month for me. I always manage to take on massive projects that take a lot longer than I plan to. There is actually a vlog of December. I did a little daily vlog type thing, just try a different kind of content. That'll come up in the first couple of weeks of January. So you'll get a little bit of a behind the scenes of why videos of festivity just stopped, or they all kind of came out in the last 3 days and nothing else was coming out on the channel. And that kind of annoyed me a bit because it was one of the things I'd said after last year, I'm going to be more prepared, I'm going to be more planned for it, and that won't happen again. And again, I started the month super strong and it just tumbled away into madness towards the end. Videos of festivity next year, I'm already recording. I'm already doing those now. I don't care if I'm going to be in a different location or anything this time next year, because who knows, to be honest. This year was crazy enough, so I didn't plan to be back here this year, but here we are because of the dreaded C word. So I'm just going to film them and I'll just schedule them throughout the year, because if I can get all 12 done before December comes, then happy days. I don't have to think about them, they're already done. So that is my plan. And the other thing that was kind of a byproduct of the videos of festivity getting consulted, if you will, is there's been a lack of gaming content on the channel. I've kind of been feeling that for a little bit, and that's a little bit upsetting for me, because one of the main pieces of, well, I first started out doing gaming stuff and I always intended it to be a variety channel, yes, but I want to go back to making sure that there's gaming content on the channel. It's the content I really enjoy doing. I like playing with you guys, for example, the live streams and stuff we've been doing. So it's definitely content I want to get back to and I want to have more of. I've got a ton of games ready to play. My mum bought me this really nice little book. It's just a little notebook, but it says on it, Circuit the World, The New Adventures of Alice Holloway, Plans, Dreams and Schemes. And it's also got See You in the Next Video down the spine. It's just the cutest little thing. But in the back of this now, I'm writing a list of all the games that either you've suggested or I have to play. We've got a mix of VR games and other games. Most of them are not new, and I'm kind of vibing more towards that. The retro games, not only I say retro, let's call them retro. I've spoken about this before. I can't keep up with bigger gaming channels playing new games as they come out. I may start them at the right time, but I'm never going to end them because I can't keep up with the output that they have. And there's a lot of pressure on a new game and stuff, and I'm not saying I'm never going to play a new game again, sorry, because Deliver Us the Moon was a new game, and I haven't actually seen anyone else I watch play that, but I thought that was a really fun little game. I enjoyed that, apart from the controls. God damn those controls and some of the puzzles. But I really enjoyed that game, and it was a game that was newish, and I kind of went in with no expectations of it, and I quite like that. But at the same time, there's so many games that have been and gone that I've never played. I never used to be a PC gamer. I kind of used to play PlayStation, but not a great deal. I used to always be handheld Game Boy and DS and stuff. So there's a whole host of games I've never played before, which I really want to try out. So that's more the vein I'm going down, but I'm also willing to listen to you guys. The game One Shot we're currently playing on the channel, which I promise will be updated. I know it's been a while. But yeah, like that was suggested by one of you guys. So that's the I kind of want it to become more of a us thing, and really start building on this community that we have here. And I mean, we did our first charity live stream this year. I mean, we did a little bit of a chat, but it was so the one we did in May, I want to say it was May, but the one we did earlier in the year was more of a awareness campaign rather than actually raising money towards a goal, whereas the one we did this month in December for Thankmas was our first charity live stream. It went so well. Thank you everybody who showed up. Thank you everyone who supported it, and thank you everyone who donated it. In the end, we raised $655 for Red Nose Day, which was absolutely above my expectation. I'd have been happy to get to $100. And yeah, we just had some really generous donators, so thank you so much for that. It is something I want to do more of moving into the future and moving into 2021. Everyone's coming off the end of a bad year this year, let's put it that way. And there's a lot of people out there who, if we have some money to spare, we can help out. And that's kind of my aim, one of my aims moving into 2021. So do keep an eye out for those as we move into the new year. But the community we're growing here is just so lovely, and I want this to not just be me going, here's some things I've got for you. I want it to be us. You going, I like that thing you did, do more of that. And I'll go, okay, I'll do some more of that. So I mean, at the bottom line, it's always going to be, do I want to make this video, yes or no? And if I don't, I won't. For example, a couple of people now have asked me to play Minecraft. It's not really a game I feel like playing, so I don't currently have any intentions. And I'm never going to say never, because it might come that a few years down the line I go, okay, let's give this thing a go. But for right now, I have zero intentions of playing Minecraft. So always, please give me your suggestions, films to review and stuff, or games to play, or whatever. Please give me suggestions of videos, but you know, it'll always boil down to, do I want to do this? But also, by you telling me what you want gives me an idea of what kind of things you want to see on the channel, so I can kind of tailor the content to fit that. So there's this lovely balance between what I want to do and what you want to see, and there is a nice little compromise that can be found there, and that's really what I'm striving to find. Also, there are series like Challenge Alice, which hasn't got a lot of love this year. To be honest, I started one in the summer and then just never finished it, so I'll revisit that next year and get that one done. But there's series like that I'm kind of wanting to put the ball back in your court. I want you guys to take the reins on that. I'll keep doing them, I'll keep coming up with the challenge ideas, but the whole idea for that series is that you go, I'd love to see you try this, why don't you try that, blah blah blah. And so it's you guys directly inputting the content that you see come out on the channel. So we started a couple of new series this year as well. We had Track Talk, which was, I mean, it's something I've wanted to do for a while, so it was nice that I started that, and that kind of got some pace and got some traction, and people seem to enjoy that. So Track Talk will continue, and I've got to apologize that there was no Abu Dhabi Track Talk. That's because the race was not very interesting, and then because a load of announcements then came after that, and I was about a week behind on getting that recorded. I was just going to do a 2020 season review, and then that never happened because December happened. So the 2020 Track Talk season review will come in the new year. I'm also considering doing some different disciplines of motorsport with Track Talk, i.e. World Endurance Championship. I love to do a bit of that stuff. Maybe some other series. If there's any series, the motor racing series that you want to see me talk about, do let me know. As I keep saying, your feedback is priceless to me. I want to know what you guys want to see on the channel, so I can find that lovely little compromise between what I'd like and what you'd like. And to be fair, 9 times out of 10, the lines blend, so it's not really a compromise at all. We also started Alice Watches. Those videos are a bit finicky because they normally are a double upload. Basically, YouTube's copyright claim system doesn't tell you if your video is copy claimed until it's published. So what I have to do with those is upload them, go through all that process, and then publish it as a private video so I know if it's got any claims or restrictions on it. Usually it does, and then I have to go and re-edit to re-upload to kind of repeat that process. Luckily, the 2 I've done have only been double uploads, but I'm waiting for the day when I have to do that process a couple of times. It's just a bit time consuming. I know those ones are going to take a bit of time after I've finished editing, so they will keep coming. I obviously have the Alice Watches Harry Potter series planned for the new year. There's a couple of DC films as well I'm going to watch. It's also down to what films I can actually find and get my hands on, because some of them are not on streaming platforms, which makes them difficult to watch, and I have to watch them through OBS or I can't record them, basically. This year's been such a topsy-turvy one, but I feel like we've done good here. We've been a nice, happy little place to come, have a few laughs, have a little bit of a joke around, play some games together. The live streaming will continue into the new year. I will be back probably within the week with more Breath of the Wild, for anyone who's interested in that. But yeah, I think we've done good. I think we raised a nice little bit of money for charity. We've made this a really nice space. It doesn't seem to be too, like, the comment section's always lovely to visit, which I don't think a lot of people online can say. Comment sections can be very hit and miss, and you know, I don't ever want to have to disable anything like that, because like I said, your feedback to me is invaluable. I need it. Well, I don't need it, but it makes this more what it is. It's not just my thing, it's our thing, and I want it to continue to be our thing. I don't want to have to make it my thing, because then I just feel like one of the beauties of YouTube is that I can talk to you and you can talk to me and we can have this engagement and this interaction, whereas if I have to cull that and have to knock it down, then it kind of reduces the joy for me, if you will. But we're doing good. We've got a lovely little community growing. I think we've got a lovely bunch hanging around at Circuit the World. Prospects into the new year. I did last year, I did a couple of New Year's resolutions. I'm not going to do that this year because I didn't follow them. Maybe for a week or two, but as per most people's New Year's resolution, it didn't last. The one thing I will say though is, moving into 2021, I want to be a bit more consistent. I want to at least be uploading 3 videos a week. Now, hopefully I can do more in the week, but I have to find the balance, because I do have a full-time job. I do have other things I do in my spare time, and I do also like to do nothing and just watch the TV and have a chill. So I have to find a nice balance, and I think by saying let's do at least 3 a week, then I can definitely hit those 3, and then anything on top of that I want to do is great. It's a bonus. It's just awesome. But I think that's a good number to strive for. I'm not going to say they're going to be Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, because I don't know. It's going to depend how busy I am at work, how I'm feeling of a week. So it's very difficult to tell you exactly when those videos will be. But I will strive to do 3 videos a week at least. So you can at least know if there's nothing come up the other day, there should hopefully be something coming up in the next couple of days. The best way to keep track of me and what's going on is by following my other social medias. At the moment, because of our subscriber count, we don't have access to the community panel on my channel. That rhymed. As soon as we do, I will happily post updates for YouTube stuff on that community panel, which then should hopefully show up on your home screens or your main feeds. I can't remember what they're called. But at the moment, I don't have the ability to do that, so I normally post updates for live streaming or videos taking longer or blah 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 blah. Whatever kind of update I might have for you will always be on my other social media, which you can find down in the description box below. Best place is Twitter. That's the one I normally do my little updates on, because it's quite easy to just type a little message and send. You don't have to think too much about Twitter. Could be a bad thing. 2020's been hard for everyone, that's for sure. It's been a very weird, different year for a lot of people. A lot of people have lost people that they shouldn't have lost because of this horrible disease, and we've all spent a lot more time in our houses, I think, than anyone really expected to. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. This dreaded C word is hopefully coming to its close. The vaccines are rolling out and more vaccines are coming, which can only be good news. All I can say is try and stick in there. I know it's difficult and it can be hard at times, and I've had times. There were 4 occasions this year where I nearly sat down and did a very raw kind of just talking to the camera, speaking about how I feel. I'm putting videos online, it doesn't make me anything special. I'm just another person. There's this kind of thing around people online where people do elevate them and see them as much bigger than they are, and you know, influencer is the word. People do see them as that, and I kind of don't want any I want you to know I'm a real person. I want you to know I have feelings, and I have bad days, and I have good days, and I have great days, and I have days I don't want to get out of bed, just like everybody else does. Just because I have a camera and put videos on the internet doesn't make me any different to you or the guy next door or the girl down the road. You know what I mean? I'm just another person, and I want this to be a space where people don't feel like they have to pretend. I want us to be, I try and be as genuine as I can be whenever I'm doing these videos. I don't ever act up, I don't ever try and do any of that. Trust me, I don't. Me being scared in those gaming videos, all genuine. I am literally scared of, I can be made jump very, very easily. But I just, yeah, I nearly sat down and had them because I felt like people are feeling this way as well, and I want people to know that they're not alone in feeling that way. That's what I'm trying to say in a very long-winded way. Everyone's feeling rubbish, that's for sure, and let's just hope that 2020 can be a lot brighter and a lot better than this year has been. Like I said, the light is at the end of the tunnel, and one thing is for certain, Circle the World is not going anywhere. I still intend to upload videos and hopefully brighten your day for 20 minutes if I can. But that is it. That's a wrap on 2020 for me. No more videos, no more editing, no more recording, no nothing. Please follow the guidelines of your area, stay safe, be healthy, and I will see you all in 2021.